from the people and I'm all for the people. Ladies and gentlemen, the honorable. Oh, man. I tell you, large of Sinckler out of the TLP. Sinckler out of the TLP. Large of Sinckler out of the TLP. Let me cry. He gonna look out for the upper jobs. The fruit looks, he gonna look out for me. He gonna look out for you. If you want a little help to put step on your plate, he gonna give you a little work and make sure you set straight.
Lord, man, this microphone smelling like burning. Huh? Good night, ladies and gentlemen. I want to, on behalf of the campaign management team, to thank all of you for coming in your tens of thousands to this Democratic Labour Party crusade to defend the honor of our country, protect the future of our children, and to secure the legacy of our forefathers. Tonight I don't intend to be too long because we've had a long night tonight in celebration of this holy political mass on behalf of what is good and righteous in this country and what we expect to be a glorious victory for the Democratic Labour Party on February 21st. I think in keeping with the theme for tonight about love of country that you would have heard from many of the speakers, in particular Ronald Jones and Dr. David Eswick, I want to say to you tonight in quiet conversational style that and I want you to listen very carefully because this is not a jocular or light matter that we are discussing. Your future and your children's future is at stake. And you have a very serious decision to make. This is not any ordinary election. This is the most important election that Barbados would have faced in the post-independence period. If you listen to the Barbados Labour Party, you know what we have done in office. And you know why we have done what we have done. But if you listen to what they are saying, as Dr. Eswick has said, you really have to scratch your head and wonder, where are they going with this? Now, I heard Owen Arthur. Now, I'm not addressing Gregory Nichols tonight. His time will come. I understand that he went down to Deacon's Farm and said some uncharitable things about me. I don't mind, because Gregory Nichols cursing me is like being ravished by a sheep. And therefore, I am not going to waste precious oxygen replying to him. What I want you to concentrate on, because he is irrelevant, what I want you to understand and to concentrate on is what Owen Arthur is saying to you in this campaign and to the rest of Barbados. He is speaking about the complete decimation of your country through the flattening of your economy. And how is he going to do it? If ever we were so crazy as to give him the chance. He has said that he is going to give back the allowances. That's about 30 million Barbados dollars. He said he's going to put back the VAT to 15%. That's about $185 million loss. He said he's going to, what does he say he can do? He is going to give a salaries increase to the public servants. Nothing wrong with that. That is easily going to be another 50 or 60 million Barbados dollars. And he has also indicated that he is going to pay the CLICO policyholders back all of their money on the resumption to office. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I ask the question, if you're going to cut all these taxes, if you are going to give away all these things and pay out all of these things, how are you going to maintain this elaborate and special social structure that sets Barbados apart from almost every other small developing country in the world? If you are going to give back almost $1 billion, $1 billion, because understand what I'm telling you, that the total liabilities of CLICO, for example, in terms of regular policyholders and investors in the executive flexible premium annuities, is $837 million. Now, unless Owen Arthur is going to go in to his bank account, either the one here or the one in the Channel Islands, and take out money out of it, I don't know where on earth he's going to get all of this money from. Unless he is going to dress up Barney Lynch and send him in Bush Hill, I don't know where on earth he's going to get that type of money from. So ask yourselves the question. Yeah? Ask yourselves the question. Is this a serious political proposal? Or is this just a vote-catching thing? Where you sit down in a living room somewhere with a cabal of drunkards and sharing over a white rum, decides you're going to exchange notes on what you're going to give back. It cannot happen in Barbados. And the dangerous thing about it is that he's actually serious. Could you imagine him stumbling up the steps of government headquarters with the unholy intent of destroying your country, ruining your future, and destroying that of your children? Think, Barbados. I want you to think. I'm not going to be long tonight because we are going to get a chance to go into these things in detail. But I want to tell you this, and the Prime Minister knows it, because they're playing the field. You know, I told you already, I believe it was at Rice's. Look, when they got some men, when they courting women, they tell them anything. They'll promise them anything. The moon, the stars, and everything. And they really want to deliver steel. Owen Arthur intends to jerk you. If you open up your hearts and allow him to get in, he is going to jerk you in ways that will hurt you and your children. You have to keep them at bay. This CLICO matter, and this is the hypocrisy of it. You imagine that Owen Arthur presided over whatever happened at CLICO. He was Minister of Finance. When whatever happened at CLICO, whatever it is, happened. He then stumbled into a CLICO award ceremony and declared it was the best run company in Barbados. And that if companies in Barbados wanted a model to follow, that is the model they should follow, including his government. That is what Owen Arthur said. So when CLICO collapsed, and he and Miss Motley wickedly told Barbadians to go and withdraw their money, they were doing it to bring that company down. Now he is trying to cry crocodile tears every night with motley traipsing about behind him like a polar bear. You saw her in the red jacket. She looked like a polar bear that fallen full day. She on the stage dancing. She traipsing behind the man that said she had demons. Yeah? No, I want to tell you this. $837 million that has to be found to satisfy the policyholders. And we believe that if possible, these people should get some of their money, if not all. The question is, if I am presiding over an economy that he says is broke, if he is presiding, or I am presiding over an economy that he says has public finance problems, the worst Barbados has ever had, where on earth is he going to get this money from? So given this kind of fancy promise to these so-called 35,000 policyholders that he's going to give them money, it's just to get a vote. He cannot possibly do it. And I'll tell you why he can't do it too. Because Prime Minister Stewart and myself had a meeting with the regional prime ministers. And they made it abundantly clear. If Barbados ever try to break for itself, they will wrap us up in court. And as well they should. Because their policyholders all down the Eastern Caribbean who have policies and want their money too. So if Barbados believes that it is going to run off and only deal with Barbadians and leave the rest to suffer, you could expect that lawsuits are going to follow. It is going to be tied up in court, and very few people are going to get a satisfactory outcome. What we have done as a government is to call everybody together. It is a regional problem, so it has to be solved by all of us. And we decided last December under the chairmanship of Prime Minister Stewart, that is the approach that we are taking. Barbados is not going to leave St. Vincent. St. Lucia is not going to leave Barbados. We will do it together. So tell Owen Arthur and Miss Motley, who understands nothing about anything, and telling people that they should go and get foreign exchange to give people to go in town and shop and get hairdos and get the nails done. That is what they are proposing for Barbados. More than $1 billion in tax giveaways, which Ryan Strachan, before Owen Arthur cursed him, said was absolute madness and will create a mess in Barbados. I heard him on the radio today trying to ease back in Owen's good graces. Because they cannot be intellectually honest with the public of Barbados. These Barbados Labour Party people need to be intellectually honest and say to the public, the problems we have to be solved one by one, step by step, with proper leadership that will allow us to get it done without destroying your future. And I say to you tonight, that this policy of selling land to the highest bidder has not changed. Has not changed. People forget in this country that our entire West Coast under Owen Arthur was put up for sale and is now gone. People forget that Owen Arthur sold everything that they could get their hands on. And when asked about why he would not do something for local business people, black business people, Owen Arthur replied, show me the black man with $200 million and I will show you what he can buy with it. This is the man that you're dealing with. And they say we shouldn't talk about him. We should ignore him and allow him to weasel his way back into government headquarters to lord over your future. Barbadians, focus. I want you to focus. Think. This is a serious election. It is not a matter for joking around. We have to defend the honor of our country. We have to get up. We have to stand up. And we have to fight this demon. It is not only in Miss Motley. It is in all of them. It is in Barney Lynch. It is in Jerome Walcott. It is in Owen Arthur. It is in Anthony Wood. And it is most definitely in Clyde Maskell. But I don't worry about him, because sometimes when I hear him talk, if I didn't know better, I would think he got in go apart. No. You know when the rainfall, goats just climb up on things. They don't like to get wet. And whenever he opens his mouth, it seems as though he's climbing up higher. And the higher he goes, the more ignorant he sounds. So I am not talking about Man Friday. I leave him to Owen Arthur. What I'm saying to you tonight is this as I leave. You have a choice between a political party that puts people... No, it's a choice. You always have a choice. You have a choice to vote for the Dems. You have a choice to vote for the Bs. And you have a choice not to vote at all. And I say to you tonight, when you go home, look at your son. Look at your daughter. Look at your grandparents. Look at your aunt. Look at your sister. And ask yourself the question, can Barbados afford 5 years of the Barbados Labour Party? 5 years of selling off our land? 5 years of ruining our economy? 5 years of Owen Arthur dictating to you and ruling rather than leading? 5 years of Miss Motley? 5 more years of Adderley? 5 more years of that motley crew to do what they did before. Run up debt, spend money, lick it out, and leave you in the lurch. Can you afford that? I ask you again, can Barbados afford that? Do you love Barbados? Well, join the Democratic Labour Party on February the 21st and let us vote to keep the Barbados Labour Party out. Ladies and gentlemen, good night, and may God bless all of you.